Hey everyone, it's Dawn, and I'm here with another plan with me in my Erin Condren planner. I'm planning the week of the 14th through the 20th, and I've already worked out or marked out my work days here. And right now it seems like a pretty low-key week. Let me show you what I plan on using this week. I'm using my set from Inspired Blush. Also, that first header bar was from Planner Gems. This set from Inspired Blush I think is so adorable, and I found this scrapbook paper that looks shockingly similar, so I figured that I would use that for some full boxes and just cut out my own. Here's some of the washi that I will likely end up using. These two ones on the right, the blue and the pink, are a little bit newer, and then I put the beige in there. I didn't end up using it, but I wanted to have it in case I wanted to tie in a little bit of that sort of light brown. So I just took some white out and covered up the bottom bar there. And I decided not to use headers all the way across every single header here, but I do not use the morning, day, and night. So I took some washi and used washi over on the right hand side, and then used some headers over on the left hand side. I do this mostly because I like to make my stickers go really far. I don't want to use all of my stickers that I purchased from Etsy in one swoop. So I put 2 layers of the pink washi because I could still see some of the purple coming through. And I left that top box so I could use some of these headers over here as well. So on my days off, I'm just marking a few to-do lists. On the days I work, I'm putting some work headers up here from that Inspired Blush set. And I also work on the 19th and the 20th, so I'm marking that. This is different than how I normally mark my work days, but I think I like the way that it turned out. So now I'm putting a personal and then another to-do list on Thursday, and then I'm just using this Planner Gems header sheet to kind of cover up the purple. And I didn't really use a specific pattern with it. I just wanted the colors to kind of be scattered around and not really have any system to it. All right, so all the headers are covered up. Now I'm going through my sticker sheets here and trying to find some little checklists that fit. This one is from Libby & Co. And I'm kind of staying along this like blushy pink, the teal, and maybe some dark navy. That's kind of the color scheme here. So I'm using the weekend banner here, also from the Inspired Blush kit. And then taking some of these headers here and trying to figure out what to do with those. All right, I'm taking my washi down the side. And I slowed this down so you guys could see this. I keep complaining about this washi tape. I zoom in, look at how this washi tape is put together. I think you can see it. It's like sliced and like glued back together. And it was all off center and didn't make a straight line. So I went back, tried to cut it off at the end, got really pissed off at this washi. So I ended up cutting it short, taking that end, cutting it off, and then relining up the washi with that other strip that I have down and finishing off that line. But how obnoxious. It was so weird. It looked like it had been cut and then like glued back together. Like, whoops, we cut this in the middle of your roll. I'll link my favorite washi from Amazon, my favorite thin washi, down below. I always try and put that in the bottom bar because the stuff is just amazing. It covers really well. Sometimes with the lighter colors you have to put 2 layers down, but it's really, really nice quality. It comes up easy. It stays sticking down really nice, and there's a lot of color options available. And I'm sorry I have my watch on in this video. Now that I watch it, it's super obnoxious. It's just the watch that I normally wear to work, and if I'm like out hiking. And the morning before I filmed this, I went on a trail ride on my horse, and I always like to take my watch with me because I don't like to pull out my phone all the time when I'm on horseback. So I forgot to take it off, and I didn't even notice until now that I'm doing this voiceover, so I apologize. It's so big and clunky and in the way. So here I'm just going through some stickers that I printed, and I decided to do a couple of full boxes throughout the spread. This one I used, and it says, "You're a diamond, dear. They cannot break you," or "They can't break you." And then the one on the top that I put on the top left there with those header stickers says, "We cannot become what we want by remaining what we are." So just a couple little inspirational quotes for me throughout the week. So I put this one down, and it's white, and I could see the header that I put down behind it, and it really bothered me, so I had to take that out. Then I'm trying to figure out here how I want to use these little half boxes on my sidebar to mark my checklists. And I grabbed this to-do sticker from a Libby & Co. set. And I'm just grabbing off of sets that I've already taken from and just figuring out where I can use those and putting them in. I don't want any stickers to go to waste, of course. So I decided to take some washi here and put it along the bottom bar. I left the bottom bar really functional this week, and I'm hoping I can get some good use out of it. I know a lot of people use it for like hydration tracking or meal planning tracking, but typically I don't use it for anything, but I want to start utilizing that space. So I left it with just one washi strip down below, so I had lots of room. I love this set from Inspired Blush. It's really rustic and very girly, reminded me of fall, and it's very sort of country-ish. I love the set. So go take a look at her shop on Etsy and check this set out. It's really, really gorgeous. I also featured this set in a haul video, and I'll link that video down below so you can check it out in detail. So here I'm cutting out this scrapbook paper that looks similar to the flowers that Hannah used in her set. They're not the same, but they're very close, and I think these boxes look really cute in the spread. So I just cut those out and glued them down. And I liked it so much that I wanted another one, so I cut out 2. I didn't use any personal photos in my spread this week, which is a little bit different. So I found this sort of teal, greenish blue scrapbook paper and decided to cover up the numbers across the top of the page. I don't do this every week either, but I did it last week. I liked the way that it looked. So if the colors just don't go with the spread, that's when I typically end up covering those numbers up. And I took some white out and just used that to cover up some of the days of the week that stick out beyond those circles. And then I just hand wrote the numbers on those circles and then glued them down. I went back later and cut the excess off because they do stick above the page just a little bit. So I have a dentist appointment on Friday, so I went ahead and just put a half box down there to mark that appointment. So I'm going through my functional stickers here and marking some TV shows that I like to watch. These are printables. And we're kind of in a lull with TV shows, so I only have 2 TV shows this week. But all those great fall shows are about to start, so I'm really excited for that. So I'm taking this coffee cup from One Orange Snowflake and putting that on Monday. And I'm taking this banner from Oh Hello Stationery and putting that on Thursday. This is a printable that I printed out myself, and it says, "Every artist was first an amateur." Apparently I was really all into the quotes this week. So I'm using my workout stickers from Oh Hello Stationery. I end up moving them around a couple times. I can't quite decide where I want them to go. So I got these little deer head stickers from the Sassy Planner, and I haven't used them yet. I was so excited to get them and haven't used them. I was going to use them for hunting season to mark that out, but I just couldn't wait. And the colors went really well, so I wanted to put a couple of those down. And from the Sassy Planner, I use my little wine glass to mark my little evening, and this Monday night is Dancing with the Stars. So I pulled out some of my football stickers. I made a couple new ones. And this one that I used for the Seahawks is Richard Sherman one-handing an interception. Awesome photo. So they play on Sunday. And then the Huskies, I'm using this little half box Husky sticker to mark their game on Saturday. Then I'm using these little footballs. These are from Hobby Lobby. I love these little footballs. And just putting those next to those photo stickers. All right, so I'm pulling out some stamps here and trying to decide what I want to use, what I need from my sets here, and I'm decided on the Planet set from Studio L2E, which I use almost every week. So here I am marking my dentist appointment. It's a cute little tooth and appointment. I put that right below it, and then I'll just hand write in the time of the appointment. On the sidebar, I wanted to make a checklist, so I use these boxes. It's just a line of boxes, and when I stamped them, I totally screwed up. So I don't know what happened with the stamp, but I didn't stamp it well, and it did a lot of shadowing. So I just took a pen and outlined the boxes and then colored them in, and that sort of fixed it. It made it look a lot better than it did before. Then I just went back in. I wanted a couple more boxes to finish out that checklist and just used a single stamp. That's the little box. Did the same thing, outlined them, and then colored them in with a blue pen, just to make it look uniform. And then below that, I decided to use, I wanted to have as my wedding planning checklist, so I used some hearts. And I did a much better job on these hearts than I did on the boxes. So I wanted it to look uniform with the boxes up on top, but I changed the color, just took a pink pen and colored in all these hearts. This is probably a pretty big checklist for a wedding. I probably should have swapped them. So I had a short wedding list and a long to-do list. Or maybe broke it up into threes, but we can look into that for next week's spread. Overall, I like the way that it looks, the way that it turned out, but realistically, I'm not going to use a checklist that big right now. So here I'm using my Hobby Lobby horse stickers, and my board, which is basically my horse rent, is due on the 15th. So I wanted to mark that and remind myself to run out there and give her a check. I also took this boot sticker from this cute little cowboy set and put it over on Friday, so to remind me to go to the barn. And used a little dog paw sticker on the 17th, so I could be reminded to take the dogs for a hike. So here I'm just lettering in that my board was due, and then sort of starting my checklists on the side. These don't really get filled in this early in my week, but we'll go ahead and fill in what I know. So I'm just looking at my monthly spread here and making sure I don't forget anything and putting those on the side. So under this personal box, I wanted to mark sleep the heck in. It's been a long time since I've been able to sleep in late, and I wanted to practice on my lettering, so I used this box for that. Then I'm just going back and erasing the pencil. I love doing stuff in pencil first because I am not very good at lettering, so I definitely have to go back and fix stuff. So here I just wrote in pencil, hello pumpkin spice, and I went back with this brown micron pen and wrote that in next to my little pumpkin coffee cup here. I like pumpkin spice. It's not my absolute favorite, but I do like it now that the season is here. I'll have a couple. And I'm just marking in my workouts and my TV show. All right, so on the 17th, I want to take the dogs on a hike. So I'm just lettering that in here. It's kind of the perfect season for hikes in the Pacific Northwest. It's cooler, but we still have some sunshine, and I got to get my dogs out and about while the weather is still good. So I'm just lettering that over there. And on Friday, definitely need to get groceries before my work week starts, which just happens to be a weekend. So I marked barn time next to my boot and filled in my 11 o'clock appointment for the dentist. And marking out my Saturday's workout. And filling out the Husky game. They're playing Utah State. And the Seahawks play Green Bay on Sunday at 5:30, which means I'll actually get to watch part of the game at work and part of the game at home. So I'm just going back and erasing some of the pencil here. This pretty much wraps up my plan with me. There's a lot of checklists on here that need to be filled out in the bottom. So I hope you like this plan with me. Give it a thumbs up if you did. See you next week, guys.